Hello, everyone, and welcome to something new that I'm trying. Uh, I'm just going to have gameplay in the background, but this isn't a outcome memories video. No, this is an idea I had. There have been many, many different infection AUs, and I think I have a fun one. It's called the Crimson Demon Infection. Let's start. It was the middle of winter. Sonic had just got done going through an old Eggman base, seemingly abandoned. Nothing inside, except a couple of old robots and a eerie, decrepit lab. It's been a few days, and Sonic has been feeling odd. Not knowing what it is, but not thinking of it, 'cause nothing can really slow him down. Heck, it doesn't even feel like it's slowing him down. Or the reverse, either. Just weird. Red spots would show up in his sight. There would be thoughts of hurting someone, but it wasn't so much so that he would act upon it. Instead, he just continued his normal life. At one point, Cream wanted to have a small little winter get-together, calling on all of Sonic's friends and just having a nice, sweet little party with hot cocoa and whatever else they can. After all, Vanilla is the one who approved of this little party. Shadow was there, Amy was there, everyone was there. All of Team Chaotix, all of Team Rose, all of Team Dark. When Sonic started seeing those red spots in his vision again, and this time, this time he acted on the violent whispers in his head, as if not in control anymore. He, he started attacking Shadow, who he was in the middle of talking about work with. He attacked Shadow violently, clawing him, striking him. Shadow would hit him away, and Cream even tried to get Sonic to stop until Cream was hurt. And immediately, Amy jumped in, understanding the severity of the situation, hitting Sonic in the back of the head with her hammer. Sonic was out cold. Shadow would then wonder what the hell just happened with him. Shadow would call in Gun. This is clearly something wrong. Later, Sonic would be taken to a medical facility within Gun's headquarters. One of Gun's headquarters. Obviously, not all of them are known to the people, but this one is meant to help Sonic. They scanned him. Common parasite, red demon, causes some amount of hyperviolence and anger, but nothing that they can't handle. This is just standard procedure. Anyone can get this little parasite. So they started the removal process, deworming Sonic's heart as it was detected there. But then they detected a second one. It was in his brain, which, while not unheard of, is quite rare. But as soon as I was getting to get a hold of it, suddenly one of the doctors screamed out, blood gushing from his throat. The worm had bitten through his neck, tearing chunks of flesh out of him, before suddenly spewing the red mist, the colony of eggs, out from its body. Immediately, doctors were evacuated. Those who were inside with the red mist kept in as to not further the spread. Whatever this was, it was no longer the normal Crimson Demon parasite. It was something worse. Shadow came back to the facility, wondering what was going on as he was called over. Sonic was still encaged, but he was blind. He had progressed to stage 3, but it wasn't a normal stage 3. Yes, he was blind, but blood. Blood was starting to come from his eyes. Just a bit more. Sonic was no longer in control of himself at all. Whatever this was, it wasn't the normal Crimson Demon parasite, as everyone had thought it would be. Upon getting a closer look, it seemed to be stretching Sonic. Stretch marks could be seen on his arms. This was like a stage 4? Perhaps? It did take Shadow a while to be called over and to get there. But what was it exactly that was causing this in Sonic? Shadow would have to contact his friends. Well, Sonic's friends. And tell them what was going on. Amy immediately wanted to come over, but Shadow told her no. This is something that they have to deal with. This is something that Gunn has already taken charge of. But when Shadow ended the call and turned back around, Sonic was not in containment anymore. The medical facility was empty. Why was it empty? Even the body of the doctors that were killed, it's empty. As if something was now controlling his body completely. Oh god. Shadow would immediately get onto the microphone, calling out to the entire gun facility that Sonic has breached containment. Something was wrong, and everyone needed to get out now. There was something different about this parasite. As if called back by reminiscence, an air of familiarity. Home. Sonic ended up back in Green Hill once again. But he wasn't himself. He could feel the grass. He can smell the air. He could hear everything. But his movements were not his own. He didn't, he didn't like what was happening. He could hear the screams. What was he doing? He can't see. What was he doing? Shadow would then meet up with Tails and Knuckles, knowing how close they are to Sonic. Perhaps they could get him to slow down, but first they would need a face mask just to prevent any sort of infection. Of course, Sonic won't be able to see, but he can hear. He can definitely hear. And then something different happened. They arrived at Green Hill. Tails was the one to find Sonic. And Tails would call out to Sonic. Sonic, I'm here. Can you hear me? It's me, Tails. You're still there, right? Sonic would only turn around, opening his eyes to see Tails. But something was wrong. Tails didn't want to get closer. Something was screaming at him to not get closer. But he did. He did. It was Sonic, after all. Why would he hurt his best friend? Then, as Tails got closer, the gas mask was ripped off. The air The air was then polluted with the eggs of the parasite. Tails. Tails was breathing in the parasite. He could see just how long Sonic has been here. As Sonic has been here for long enough that the eggs had gotten wet and landed in the water, turning it into a blood red. It was disturbing. But Tails could feel it inside of him. He wanted to run, but he knows that this is his only chance. He has to wake Sonic up. Please, Sonic. Please, I know you're in there, Tails would cry out. I know you can hear me. Please, just calm down. We can get you. We can heal you. We can cure this. Just stay calm, please. Then Sonic smiled. He was in there. Sonic was now choking out Tails. Sonic could hear Tails, but then he could hear Tails choking. It's not him. Why was he choking out Tails? No, this isn't him. He's not choking out Tails. He's not. 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 He's not choking Tails. It's not him. 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 Tails woke up, but the red spots were violent. He could only see red. It was as if nothing but red existed. It wasn't even a pretty shade of red. Just a red like blood. But it wasn't. Certainly not. It it consumed him. Where was he? Was he still at Green Hill? Was he still himself? Then he heard a voice. Tails. It was Shadow. You're going to be in here for a while. I suggest you get comfortable. Or whatever is in you needs to get comfortable. We're not making the same mistake as last time. You're infected, and the worm, the Crimson Demon, it's inside of you, mutating, as if adapting to your biology. I think I think something about Sonic caused it to mutate. As you know, Tails, we already have documented everything about the 3 stages of the Crimson Demon infection. But these are just the normal version. Stage 1, red spots in your vision. Stage 2, itchy skin and the hair on your arms will be raised. Stage 2, sudden bouts of momentary blindness and rising aggression. The sclera will start to turn gray, and the iris will start to turn white. Tear ducts start working overtime. I guess Sonic didn't let us see any of that. It doesn't stop. Then stage 3, which is the final stage, or at least it was supposed to be. Blind completely. Sclera is completely black, tears have ran dry, and the infected will start crying blood. Complete aggression to every sound despite blindness, won't stop attacking. Iris is now red. That's normally what happens. Sonic entered stage 3 during the party, relaxing his eyes and everything. We just thought something had happened to him. Something certainly did. But then, as it was documented, the enhanced and mutated version, still on stage 3, but the parasite will fight back from removal. As we have seen, it will bite and tear through flesh. Tails, it's been a few days since you were last awake, and we've been able to document the 4th stage of the Crimson Demon's infection. The mutated one. The limbs of the infected are elongated slightly and some spines, presumably from the Crimson Demon worm itself, now poking out of the infected. These spines periodically release the eggs of the Crimson Demon worm. And as we all know, the Crimson Demon's worm's eggs are so light that they float in the air, like a red mist. And you inhaled so much. You're going to be in pain for a while. We're so sorry, Tails.